The Middle Eastern region has sustained a continued state of instability since the beginning of the Arab Spring in early 2011. The Arab Spring was a conglomeration of pro-democracy protests in many Middle Eastern nations. This resulted in the overthrow of several repressive regimes and has coincidentally destabilized the region. One of the main consequences of this instability is the rise of Islamic terrorism. This growing phenomenon has only been worsened by the increase of ineffective counterterrorism strategies. One of these ineffective strategies is the constant use of drone strikes to combat extremism. These strikes only increase the violence and often at times push more recruits to these radical groups. During one 5-month operation in Pakistan, nearly 70% of the people killed in airstrikes were not the intended target. Drone strikes are highly opposed by many Middle Eastern countries, and the United States has continually refused their calls to stop these strikes. The refusal to stop drone strikes have led to the rise of anti-American sentiments and ideologies.
Some degree of acquiescence, but the days of acquiescence in Pakistan are fading, as you know. In Pakistan, the United States has a 9% favorable rating right now. Last time I checked, down from about 20%. The drones are certainly part of that story. The Pakistani parliament in April voted to essentially end the use of drones on their territory. Basically, the United States government has essentially ignored that.
Means that several hundred non-militants have been killed. Although the non-militant death rate has fallen dramatically since 2004, it remains a highly sensitive issue. There are many controversies surrounding the drone campaign. First, of course, is the morality of the strikes, especially concerning non-militant deaths. Second, the question is sometimes raised, is the United States making more enemies out of the civilian population than would otherwise be the case?
This combination of drone strikes and Islamic extremism have also furthered the refugee crisis in Europe. The escalation of the violence in these Middle Eastern countries has led to many civilians attempting to seek help from European nations. Terrorist groups have seen Europe's humanitarian response as an opportunity to spread their ideology and violence.
Across the world today, there are 65 million people who have been forcibly displaced. That is the equivalent to the entire population of the United Kingdom.
This brand new migration of people has put a humanitarian strain on Europe and has helped to increase this problem. Terrorists have now entered Europe and have begun to target businesses such as banking and airlines.
Because the terrorist threats we face today do not come from one country, but exist in a different space. The global networks they exploit require a different kind of global response. These organizations are using our own modern banking networks against us. So we need to look at our regulations, our information sharing, and using our technological capabilities to get ahead of them. They are targeting our airlines, exploiting the fact that no one country can keep its citizens safe.
Many feel that this crisis is mainly caused by the lack of steadiness in these different nations. These countries on their own lack the ability to protect and provide for their own people. With the implementation of an agenda similar to the Marshall Plan used after World War II, these countries would be given much needed support and supplies to rebuild their countries and help to regain stability. Similar plans like this have been discussed and supported by nations such as Russia and the United States. Our Middle Eastern Marshall Plan would involve a combined effort from Russia and the United States to regulate the rebuilding of these Middle Eastern nations' infrastructure, education systems, and their government's ability to govern themselves. This plan would give the region some much-needed stability and would also encourage pro-Western sentiments, and with the joint effort of both the United States and Russia, would help to ease the tensions between the two countries.